Everyone, this is Sean. Welcome back to my channel. Please press the thumbs up button. Subscribe, share, comment. I appreciate all the dialogue. I appreciate all the comments. Thank you everyone for supporting us. Greatly appreciated. Hey, if you haven't already, please subscribe to Michael's channel. Michael runs a brand new YouTube channel called This Arms Security Journal. And I think he has 3 videos on there. Michael's content is a lot different than all of the other videos that I've seen. He has a lot of experience and he's an instructor for various fields. He's actually offering training. Finally, I get somebody who's offering training. If you are in the northern Utah area, he's offering, I'm not too sure what exactly training he has, but I do know that he's a handcuffing instructor. He's a chemical agent instructor and he's a baton instructor. So I'm sure whatever training he offers is going to be along those lines. If you have more questions about the type of training he offers, go to his channel, subscribe, go to any of the videos and ask, hey, Michael, when are you going to have the next training day? So make sure you guys are subscribed and you guys watch his videos. So I barely got off of work. I came down with a cold. I'm not going to be re-editing the video, so I'm going to try it just like this, okay? Those of you who want to have your own YouTube channel, just do it. Your videos are not going to be perfect, as you know from watching my videos. Anyhow, hey, look, so last night I got into an incident, and I'll have to change around some of the facts so that we don't narrow this down to one incident where I work, or so we don't narrow it down to an identifiable event, is what I want to say. But anyhow, I almost got into this incident. So my partners, they got a call of, it was some type of petty theft incident, and they had the subject detained. One of the officers called for another unit. So I responded. I heard the sense of urgency on his voice. I responded with lights and siren. When I get there, I see 2 units with their rear ambers on, and then I get out of my car, and then I see a guy at taser point. I see these officers have him attempting to detain him at taser point, and I see the situation's going south. I first see that he has a bunch of tattoos on him. Who cares? Tattoos, right? Well, they're not any ordinary tattoos. They're gang tattoos. He belongs to one of the local criminal street gangs, a violent street gang, matter of fact. So that puts me on edge a lot. I see that he is in a different state of mind. He's agitated. He's pissed off. He has his shirt off. His shirt is actually on the floor next to him. So I know that something happened with these officers. I know that he got pissed off, and most likely he ripped his shirt off out of anger. Sometimes people will give you these pre-attack indicators, such as taking off their shirt. It doesn't look good. I see these 2 officers give them multiple orders. Get down on the ground. Get down on the ground. Get down on the ground. What I see on this channel, the tips that I give for you guys, I'm not making this stuff out of thin air. These are techniques that I have used in the past that have worked most of the time. They don't work all the time, but they work most of the time. So please hear me out when I give these tips, which is not legal advice, not professional advice. It comes from somewhere. It comes from experience. It comes from training. Do you remember a couple days ago I made a video on repeating commands? If you tell somebody stop more than 3 times, the 4th time, the 5th time, 6th time, it's not going to encourage the person to stop. They're going to continue the behavior. That effect is gone. So you have to try something different. So I saw these officers, they were zoned in, they were tunnel vision on this guy and repeatedly telling him to get down on the ground. I thought this was going to go south. Number one, I'm the watch commander and I don't want it to go south. And if it goes south, I'm going to have to do a use of force report. Second, I have I have minimal staffing. I don't want these officers to get hurt. I don't want to get hurt myself. I don't want to go in a drag out fight with this guy. I'm not 20 years old anymore. This is simply not worth it. I don't want to hurt anybody. This is a bad situation. This guy's kids are nearby. I mean, they're watching the whole situation. So I put myself in his shoes, and I want to save face. I don't want to look bad in front of my family. So that's something that you have to keep in mind, especially my own kids. So I recognize that he doesn't want to get down the ground. He says, I don't want to get down the ground. A bunch of expletives come after that. The first words out of my mouth are like, hey, and I smile. I go, hey, I just got here. I don't even know what's going on, but I want to learn and figure out what's going on now, because it looks like the situation isn't working out on both ends. I need for him to have clear thinking, because it looked like when I rolled up, he had clouded judgment, clouded thinking. So I asked him, I said this, hey, my name is Sean. What is your name? And I didn't say it in a condescending tone, just exactly how I just mentioned it. My name is Sean. What is your name? He said, my name is Juan. Whoa, when he said my name is Juan, that's good. That's progress. Because we have officers telling him multiple times to get down the ground, and then now I'm changing it up by asking him his name. I'm humanizing the situation for him. I'm bringing the situation to a sense of familiarity. And that familiarity is meeting people. And I said, Juan, I want to let you know that right now, while I'm talking to you, the whole situation is volatile. This is the first time that I met you, and I know that you're upset about something, but I want to talk to you. I want to be able to get your side of the story, but right now everything just elevated. It just seems like something could happen like right now, but I need you to feel safe. And I said this. The officers gave you multiple commands to get down on the ground. Look, I don't even want you to get down on the ground. I got something better for you. What I want you to do is sit on the curb. Can you, Juan, can you sit down on the curb right next to you? Just do that for me, please. If you sit down on the curb, I'll feel a lot more safer, and you'll feel safer too. Trust me. So you know what he does? He sits down on the curb. And I said, oh, that is great. He just sat on the curb. He gave me his name. We exchanged names. I didn't say my name is officer, sergeant, captain. I humanized the situation. First name basis. Now, some of you might be saying, well, I can't give my first name. He's going to track me down and show up to my house. Yeah, that's a possibility, but I think those circumstances are rare. I think right now, Juan is concentrated on himself. He wants to be heard. I think it was worth it. I think it's worth the risk of giving my first name. So he sat down, and then I said, hey, Juan, I'm going to have to put you in handcuffs. He's like, F that. I'm not going down in handcuffs. Ain't going to happen. Okay, so now I figure, okay, he doesn't want to go in handcuffs. That's great. But I need to give him options. I want him to feel some type of control. This guy is a male gang member. He's probably used to taking charge of situations. So I said, Juan, how does this sound? We can have them put the handcuffs on you, these officers here, or you can have Sean put them on. I'll put them on. I'll put them on, and you'll be safe. You'll be safe, and I'll be safe. Juan, how does that sound? Can I do that? And you know what he said? He said, okay, fine. Walked to him a little bit. The officer started coming back from the rear to put the handcuffs on. He's like, no, hell no. Juan stood up, pointed at the officer and said, F that. You're not going to touch me. You're not going to walk behind me. So I motioned the officer, hey, partner, I got it. So I said, Juan, I'll tell you what. You trust me, right? And he kind of gave the nods. I'll be the one to put the handcuffs on, but I can't put them on in front of you. I got to put them on in back of you. The only way to do that is I have to go around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly walk to your side, and I'm going to walk to your back. None of these other officers are going to touch you. Juan, you're safe. Can you do that for me? And then he said, fine. I walked in back of him. I put the handcuffs on, and then I tapped him on the shoulder like this. I said, Juan, thank you for cooperating. I appreciate it. Now you're safe. What happened? And he's able to vent, tell me what went on. Guys, this situation was bad. My hands started shaking right before I got there. I just felt like the whole situation was just going the wrong way. Later on, the officers were surprised. They said, hey, I can't believe that he listened to you. Like, you just showed up and he listened to you. Like, we don't get it. It's not a science, guys and gals. With my combined experience in law enforcement security, this took me over 23 years to master. And I'm giving you my tips, my advice in less than a 15-minute video. You don't have to go through 20 plus years of experience in violent situations. You can learn from here. Excuse me. I'll repeat the steps that I discuss in other videos. It's just crazy because I discuss these steps on how to reduce the intensity of a situation in another video like days ago, maybe less than a week ago. And I tried it out again. I tried my own techniques again, and they're technically not my techniques. They're techniques that I learned. I am currently trying to finish my course called Realistic De-Escalation Instructor. This is a course that's brought on by the Force Institute. I use those techniques in that course to resolve the situation peacefully. A real life situation where everybody's life is at stake. The course was like $400, $500. Guys, I don't even get paid to advertise this course. But these are the courses that I would like you guys to take. That way you don't have to go hands-on with some of these people. I mean, there's a day when you might have to go hands-on. There's a day when you might have to go physical with somebody, but you don't have to every time. I am not the biggest guy. If you've met me in real life, I am only 5'6" and a half, and I weigh about 155 pounds. Some of you met me in real life, and I'm not the biggest person. Because of that, I have to reduce the intensity in situations in other ways, like talk to people. So let's just summarize the situation. How do you reduce the intensity? And I don't want to use the word de-escalate. I'm trying my best not to. That's a word that's made up by the politicians. The first thing I want to do is make sure that this person doesn't have clouded judgment. If he has clouded judgment, I'm going to try my best to get him back to eye level, get him back to humanity. So I would say something like, whoa, like, hey, what is going on here? There's our officers here. They're here. Looks like they're on edge a little bit. You're obviously frustrated. I'm just getting here, and I want to fix all this. I want to fix all this. Is that okay? Is it okay if we reduce the intensity of the situation? Can we de-escalate this whole heated situation together? And what you want to do is present it as a team effort. You want to get the person's name. In order to get someone's name, you might have to give your name up. If you're against giving your first name, make some name up. Hi, my name is Thomas the Train. Hi, my name is Thomas. My name is Maria, whatever your name is, okay? What is your name? Okay, if you can start to get them to answer questions, they are less likely to have clouded judgment. And then what you want to do next is give an option. Hey, you know what? Maria, Juan, or Thomas, I don't want to call the cops. Like, I know that minutes ago you said F the police, call them. But look, I don't want to. They're busy. You got somewhere to be. I got somewhere to go to. You know what? I'm not even going to... Why even bother calling them? I mean, it's probably not even worth your time. I mean, they're going to end up bringing you somewhere. You're going to have to wait a couple of hours. You might not have food. The water sucks wherever you're going. I'm sure you'll be better off wherever you intend on going before we even met. Okay? If you have to bring in the statement of, can we start all over again? That works. That has worked with me 100% of the time. I forgot to mention that I used that phrase again last night. Hey, can we start all over again from scratch? Like we're meeting right now. And that so far has worked 100% of the time. I know there's going to be a day when it's not going to work, but so far it's 100% of the time. You want to give them options. Like, hey, you know what? Can you leave? Is it cool if you just leave now? Because if not, I guess the other option is I got to call the cops. They're going to come over here, take you to wherever it is, and you're not going to be free to leave. I mean, that's the other option, and you're kind of pushing me to those two options, but it'd be awesome of you. I would respect it. I would respect your decision if you made the decision yourself. What can you do right now? Give this person those options. Now, I want you to be clear here that you do have to establish your barriers. If the person is closing distance, you have to enforce that barrier. Like, hey, whoa, hey, look, I want to continue talking to you, but you're too close, and I don't feel comfortable. Could you just take 3 steps back that way, and we can start all over again, and we can restart our conversation? But you gotta take at least 3 steps. Or you can say this, you know what? Well, hold on. I'm going to give you your space. Let me just take 3 steps backwards, or 2 steps, just so that I feel safe talking to you. If I feel safe, then you'll probably feel a lot more safer. So and that's what I would tell them. Now, obviously, if you're going to step into an area of danger, or there's a trip hazard, then don't step backwards. So if you're going to be endangered further, don't step backwards. But these are the things that you might have to do to de-escalate the situation. Okay? You might have to do some of these things to get them back to being in sync with you, being eye-to-eye level, a meeting of the minds. So that's all I have. Hopefully you guys learned something about de-escalation, the techniques that I talk about in the videos. I use it in real life. Looking forward to dialogue. I appreciate all of you. Take care. And I'm out.